Hey guys, and welcome to Ask Allie, your place for spiritual advice for busy people. Ask Allie is the longest running spiritual podcast on iTunes. I've been helping others there since 2005. You can watch or listen to the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, True FM, Google Play, and you can watch it on YouTube. Today is Monday, April 2nd, 2018. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving me a listen to. If you'd like to get a reading, find out more about me, or support the podcast, I'll leave the information below in the show's notes. And don't forget, if you like this podcast, please rate it. Well, now that it is April 2nd, we have one full month until my birthday. Just letting you know. I'll be a big 5-1, which is still weird to say. Still weird. And I've been doing this podcast since I was, 35? Wow. The things I've gone through in the last 15 years. So, I did have a couple people ask me, they sent me emails and said, hey, Allie, I know for your 50th, people sent you books. What book was important to that person? And if we didn't send one for your 50th, can we send it for your 51st? Yeah, you can. I love books. I will take books anytime. What it was last year is I asked people to send me for my 50th a copy of a book that meant a lot to them. And it could be a kid's book, Good Night Moon, or it could be, the Bible, or it could be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It doesn't matter what it was, as long as it was important to the person who sent it to me. And I asked for people to put their name inside, and if they would like, tell me why it's important to them. And I've been reading through the books I got last year ever since, and I'm having a great time. So, but everything stayed the same. My address is still P.O. Box 1511, Worcester, as in Wooster, Ohio 44691. So that'd be awesome. But 1 month. 1 month. Then I can't say I'm just 50 anymore. I have to say I'm 51. Ha! So what else is going on? Survived Easter yesterday. And Easter was nice. I got together with family. It was April 1st, so it was also my sister's birthday. It was April Fool's Day. It was Easter. And it was the great opossum burial of 2018. My mother has a house on her porch for cats. Something I used to do when I lived in Worcester. And she was real excited because something went in there and it never seemed to come out. Well, it never came out because it was dead. So with all of us over there, we buried the poor possum. And we never have a normal holiday. There's always something that happens. And this year it was the opossum who passed. It was a good size opossum. We don't know what happened to it. It didn't look like it got hit by a car. So we figure it got poisoned because people were buttheads. And it knew that house was there and went in and died. Now, the thing about opossums, people don't like them because they're ugly. They are rather ugly. But they're awesome creatures. I mean, they eat all these little horrible bugs that we can't stand. We need opossums. So please, 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 don't kill them. Do not poison them. Do not aim your car at them. Give them a shot, and they do fall over like they're dead when they're stressed, which is bad if they're crossing the street and they fall over dead because they're stressed, and then you run over them. Then they really are dead. So be careful with the guys, okay? What else is going on? I worked on 777 Institute last week during spring break, and I worked on Soulful Connections, the dating/connection site. Both will be ready to go by April 22nd, which is Earth Day. I didn't want to launch either one of them during Mercury retrograde. So I am really excited because Soulful Connections is a connection place for those who are interested in astrology and tarot and oracle cards and numerology and runes and magic and soulmates and twin flame and telepathic sex and all the things that, some of you guys, I would suppose, or a good majority of you, are interested in something of it. Energy, alternate healing. I've never been able to find a good spot to meet people with like interests for myself, like myself, here in good old Worcester/Shreve, Ohio. There are not a lot of people who see things the way I do or interested in the same thing, so I have to branch out. And I figured there's lots of other people who need to branch out and need a place to meet like-minded individuals. If not for romance, it doesn't necessarily have to be romance, just connecting with like-minded people. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes. What else is going on? That's about it. My son survived Boston. He had a really good time. He enjoyed Boston with the band. Danced on the dinner cruise and went to the Boston Symphony and had a very good time, and went in the Prudential building to get a 360 of Boston. Walked on the Freedom Trail. Oh, JFK Library and the aquarium. And they played in front of where the Boston Massacre took place during the Revolutionary War. So yeah, it was good times. But he was very happy to be home and sleep in his own bed. You know, be able to go to the bathroom in your own bathroom. We all know what that's like. So anyways, Oracle card reading for this week of April 2nd. We're going to use the Denise Lynn Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. Yes, I did get a new deck, but I haven't had a chance to play with it enough in order to do it for readings. I know I still have the Good Tarot that I've used with you guys. And now I have, what is it? The Shaman, I think it's called. It's brand new by Colette Baron Reed, and the box is sitting way over there. That's why I'm looking. I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know why I'm looking. I can't read what's on the box, except for Oracle, because there's some great big letters. But we're going to use that more and then share it with you guys. So, what's coming up this week for us? Remember, guys, this is an overview. Every card doesn't necessarily pertain to every single person. If you'd like to get a personal one-on-one reading, please go to outofbodyecstasy.com, click on Work With Me, and then go down to Readings, and we can set something up. I also do energy healing, of course, and you can rent my brain, if you so desire. So the cards we've got, let's see. We have... Interesting. So, the first interesting one we have, guys, is impasse. Redirect, reflect, and redirect your energy. When we're at an impasse, we come to this wall, like the squirrel. There's the wall and the squirrel. Come to an impasse, and if we keep trying to go through this impasse, all we keep doing is hitting our head on the stone wall. So we need to figure out how to reflect on why we hit the impasse, and then we have to redirect our energy to get around the impasse, either around it, under it, or over it. Okay? So, impasse. The second one is staying focused. Hold the course. So once we're at this impasse and we reflect and redirect the energy, once we redirect that energy, we should be holding the course. So stay focused on the redirected energy. Okay? And then last but not least is infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. So it seems to go pretty good, doesn't it? We have impasse, redirect energy, we stay focused. Once we stay focused, we have infinite abundance, which is abundance pouring into your life. Now remember, abundance doesn't necessarily mean money. It can be abundance of opportunities, abundance of friends, abundance of ideas, but there's an abundance of something. All right? Okay. Now, I have to go let Lucky the cat out of my son's room before she drives me insane, because I can hear her banging on the door and it's irritating the snot out of me. So I'm going to pause this, let her out, come back, and we'll continue. All right? So please don't go anywhere. That cat, I've been home now for a few hours. She's been in that room for a few hours. Happy as pie until I start talking. And then she wants out. Sometimes my kitty cats drive me insane. But the cards. If you want to see what cards I drew, They're online. Go ahead and Google them. The cards will come up, or you can shoot over to YouTube and take a look at the video, or I also have the video at outofbodyxc.com. You can take a look at it there. This is Lucky. This is the feline. Hello, feline. There's no food up here. She's gotten fat. Fat. Fat Lucky. Huh. It's okay, kiddo. All right. So the topic this week I want to talk about is 8 ways to reignite your imagination. How's that sound? You know, people, I hear this a lot from people. I don't have an imagination. I can't possibly imagine that. We all have imagination. And when we're kids, it flows, you know. You don't really have to work to get an imagination. You can, you know, if you played with Barbies, or if you played with Little Army Men, or with Barbie and Ken, or with the little Fisher-Price people, you know. I mean, we went and we did whole landscapes of things. We had families, we had weddings, we had funerals, we had a whole bunch of stuff. And it took no effort to create this at all. We'd go outside, because of course back then we didn't have all these electronics. We'd go into the cornfield, and we would be, you know, the Hardy Boys, or Nancy Drew and Bess, going through and figuring out clues. Or if my girlfriends came over, we'd play Charlie's Angels, trying to go get the bad guys. Imagination just flowed. And then as we get older, it's like, what happened? The big thing is your imagination never leaves you. You have to learn how to tap back into it again, is what the issue is. Now, our imagination is controlled by our 3rd chakra, which is right in the middle of our forehead. Also in the 3rd eye, we have visions, we have intuition, the ability to detect and perceive energy, what do I want to say, clairvoyance and claudescence, so hearing and seeing, illumination, connection to wisdom and insight, and it motivates and expands upon inspiration, creativity, and imagination. So it does all these things. So how can you tap into it again? There's 8 different ways. Plus at the end of the 8 ways, I'll tell you some different stones that also help with tapping into your 3rd eye and intuition. 1, this might be difficult for some of you, but give it a shot. Be a kid again. You know, when kids play, again, I'll say it, the imagination flows. Watch kids play. I listen to my kids on my bus, what they're talking about, the make-believe worlds they build on my bus. It's unbelievable the things these kids say, my elementary students. Give it a try. Okay, watch kids. Imagine yourself as a kid in a world entirely different than your current world. It could be when you were a kid, or you can make yourself a kid in a different part of the world, or state, or time. If you always wanted to be a kid in the 50s, or you wanted to be a kid in the year 2250, what would it be like? 2, self-brainstorm. Brainstorming allows you to, thank you, Lucky, allows you to get things out of your head. Okay. And a lot of times people brainstorm in groups. But you can learn to brainstorm your own concepts. And I like to brainstorm by mind mapping. And the way I do that is I get a piece of paper and a pen, and I put something in the middle of the paper, like soulful connections. When I mind mapped that, put soulful connections in the middle, circle it, and then freely associate different words or phrases or whatever around soulful connections that reminded me of the term soulful connections. So twin flames, soulmates, and I put Bill and Ted, and then heart chakra, and it went like that. And that's how I mind mapped, and I was able to originally lay out the book. And I will be bringing out the book again, third try after Soulful Connections the website is up. Okay. 3, read fantasy books. Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Those books allow you to get into your imagination and don't look at the movies, read the books, and allow you to formulate and create the landscape of those stories. Okay? 4, think outside the box. Imagination is all about thinking outside those comfort zones. When you're looking at something, try to look at it from a different angle. Okay? I try to do this as I'm driving the bus. I pull up to a stop sign. I got other cars at the stop sign, and I try to put myself in their shoes. Well, I look at someone and I can tell if they're thinking, well, maybe I'm just going to floor it and go, or I'm kind of scared to go because that's a big bus. And then if it's their turn and they're not going because they're too scared of the bus, then I go. If it's my turn and I can tell they were really in a hurry and they want to go, then, I can imagine them zooming, so I let them zoom. Think outside the box. 5, what is your superpower? Where is my super suit? Sorry. The Incredibles. Sorry, I'm thinking of that scene where the one guy's looking for a super suit and his wife hid it. So what is your superpower? All kids imagine themselves as a superhero. What superhero were you? And what was your superpower? I was always Wonder Woman. I loved Wonder Woman. I loved her invisible plane. I loved her lasso that made people tell the truth. And her bracelet, they'll go up. Loved it. So I'm always Wonder Woman. I'm always kicking someone's ass. That's my superpower. And there are times when somebody is I like for them to tell the truth, or I just like to kick their butt. And so I imagine myself as Wonder Woman, either kicking their butt or lassoing them and making them tell me the truth. So what is your superpower? All right. I think it's your superpower, but you could also make it, how would you help others with your superpower? All right. 6, read something that's outside your typical categories. So, say you like to read cozy mysteries. Well, why not try a real crime story? Or if you love Harlequin, you like to do romance, why don't you go for some erotica? So tied into the same type of stuff you read, it's just expanding upon it, going outside that comfort zone just a bit. 7, virtual reality. If you have never tried virtual reality, it is so incredibly cool. And the last time I did try virtual reality, it was good God, 93? Yes, before I was with my son's dad, so ex-husband 2, and after I divorced ex-husband 1, but before I was with the convicted murderer. I told you my judgment was never always, on par. So, my sister and I, the one whose birthday was April 1st yesterday, we went to Toronto, and I did this virtual game inside the CNN Tower in Toronto. So it was 91, 92. So you can imagine the technology in 91, 92 compared to now. Completely different. But virtual reality, it's awesome. You can explore all new worlds. And although in virtual reality you can see the all new worlds, you can feel it, you can touch things and sense things, your imagination kicks into play too, so that you are believing what you are seeing and hearing and feeling in virtual reality. So try that. And number 8, write with your non-dominant hand. So I'm right-handed. Every once in a while when I want to shake things up, of course my handwriting in right-handed is horrible enough, but left-handed, I have to slow down and form my letters carefully. And as I write with my left hand, I've had some of my best ideas doing that. That's where the name out-of-body ecstasy came from. I was writing with my left hand. I couldn't figure out, this thing that I went down the rabbit hole and was I didn't discover out-of-body. I mean, discover telepathic sex or astral sex or anything, but back when I first started working with it, it most certainly wasn't as, although it's a niche, but it's more mainstream now in the niche than it used to be. So we're figuring out what to call it. Out-of-body ecstasy came up because it played on OBE, out-of-body experience. And that was from writing with my left hand. Left hand, this one. Writing with my left hand. Okay, so write with your non-dominant hand. Now, a few action steps you can take. You've got those 8 things. You can find a set of writing prompts, and I know there's a good set of writing prompts because I do them. If you go to my Instagram account, Story and Promote, it's Theis Allie, so TheissAllie. I think I posted number 642 or something like that, or 648. I don't know, I've lost track. Story prompts. So you've got story prompts there. You also have book marketing and stuff about screenwriting and filmmaking. But the writing prompts, you can look at what I put there and imagine how the story would play out. You can imagine it or you can write it down. Okay? Read some children's books. Children's books are fantastic with imagination. I mean, come on. Because again, kids have such an imagination, it flows and they don't try to impede it. So read some children's books. 3, if you're really feeling the gumption, join an improv group. I actually would love that. I think it would be a blast. It would definitely develop my acting skills and increase my imagination even more than it already is. So those are 3 actionable steps. Now, some stones that'll help out. Amethyst. Love my amethyst. You can use it to open and stimulate and balance your 3rd chakra. It's a healing stone. It also promotes wisdom and protection from harm. It opens up your intuition and imagination. Nice thing about amethyst is it never needs cleansed. It's a self-cleansing stone. Moldavite. Moldavite is a dark green. It's from outer space. You can use it to cleanse, stimulate, and balance. Moldavite clears negativity and can restore balance to your entire chakra system, all of them. It's good for promoting a new perspective, a new outlook, a new way to view things, and enhances dreams and dream recall. Now, the thing about Moldavite is a little bit goes a long way. And I've known a lot of people who use Moldavite and get a hell of a headache because the energy from Moldavite is so incredibly strong. So if you find you get a Moldavite, and it can be expensive, size doesn't matter because it's pretty powerful. Get a small stone, see how it works with you. If you find you're getting a lot of headaches, use it periodically instead of all the time. This purple fluorite, you stimulates and balances again. It also dispels negativity, and this one promotes intuition and mental clarity and focus. And then black obsidian, yeah, I said that right, black obsidian. It's, of course, stimulates and balances, and it's good for kicking negativity to the curb, and it breaks up and dispels chakra blockages while helping you to manage emotional control. All right? So those 5 stones can also help you tap into your imagination. All right? And here we are at the end. Thank you for joining me at Ask Allie. If you like this episode, please rate it and tell your friends. The more people who listen, the more people I can hopefully help have their aha moments. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and you can find this podcast at AskAlliePodcast.com or OutOfBodyEcstasy.com. You guys have yourself a fabulous week, and Lucky and I will catch you next Monday. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.